Girls, hi again.
Corinne.
So I'm Michelle. I'm a writer for Next Shark, which is an Asian American online publication. Um,
Nice to meet you.
of course, why don't we start with the two of you just introducing yourselves and saying the role that you play in the movie, and then we can get started.
Excellent. So I'm Mia Cech. I play Corinne. I'm Kai Cech, and I play Gwen.
Great, thank you. Thank you for joining me today. I first of all want to say that the two of you were so adorable in the film, and I can say that, I can see you've both grown now.
Yeah.
When I was watching it, I was so curious to know if it was really the two of you who were skiing and snowboarding and ice skating throughout the entire film. Was it really the two of you?
Um, a lot of the scenes where it's our faces, we were actually on these very interesting skiing and snowboarding rigs. We were actually on the were we on the back of a truck? Yeah, it was like a truck. It was like on the back of like a big snowplow, but our stunt doubles were amazing. Like I'm pretty sure these kids were like almost like pre-Olympians. Like they were so good. But we did get to spend we stayed at the ski resort that's supposed to be where they're training Flurry, and we did get to like sort of kind of ski. Yeah. And I'll let you talk skating.
Yeah, so the skating, I didn't actually skate. I took a few lessons. I didn't necessarily skate in the scenes where I'm doing spins and stuff, but I did get to go on the ice and I did a few things there. But yeah, mostly it was the amazing doubles. It was just awesome that they got to do that. So
Oh yeah, well, it was fantastic. Well, I'm glad to hear that you at least got to, learn a new skill, I guess. And
Yeah.
yeah, filming out there, must have been terrifying, but also fun. Plus, you had a really cute dog on set. Um, Speaking about the set, I want to know what was your favorite part about filming this movie, and also what was the most challenging aspect for you. And you girls could totally say dog because I can clearly understand that. um, why don't we start with you first, Kai? Favorite part and most challenging part.
yes, I think the dogs were definitely my favorite part. I mean, golden retrievers are my favorite breed of all time. So like I don't have one personally, so getting to work with Flurry was so awesome. And it was just they had so many dogs on set because they have like all the different patrol dogs and all that, and it was just so fun getting to meet all those dogs. And also Flurry's parents were there too, like the adult golden retrievers, so they had so many dogs, and that was probably my favorite part. And then maybe the most challenging part is we both live in California, so um it was really cold, but those jackets actually, it was so cool getting to be in Gwen's like clothes, but that jacket was definitely challenging to like get around because it was so thick. So I think that was the most challenging part.
Yeah, I think for me, the most fun part was definitely like getting to work together. Obviously, we haven't had a really big opportunity in the past to work together on such like a close proximity. So that was really fun. All the family scenes, whether we're with Judy and Arnie or Judy and David, were super fun because we were just like having a lot of fun and just being ourselves. Which I also think was part of the most challenging was not having too much fun and still having to like stay in the scene and not get carried away. But it also was very cold. We had multiple times where it would like blizzard for like 30 seconds and then it would completely stop and we were like we are California babies. We are not used to this.
Oh man.
Still very fun.
Yes.
Well, thank you girls for sharing. And I love that you said, you got to work with your sister, right? So American Girl Corinne Tan is about sisterhood and the struggles of adjusting to the realities of being in a new blended family. So with the two of you being real sisters, I'm wondering how much does this movie hit home for you both? How do you two relate to your characters and to the stories as a whole? How about we start with you, Mia, this time?
Yeah. Yeah, for Corinne, she's definitely adjusting a lot slower than Gwen. And I think I'm kind of like Corinne in that way, where I would be a little slower and I take a long time to process things, and I feel like I would overthink it. But a lot of the scenes where we're together, and just like the handshake was us. We got to work with our director Angela
Mhm.
and create our own handshake. We got to do just a lot of like fun bonding things, and I think that those scenes really, like, every time I watch the movie, I'm just reminded of how much fun and how much of us that really was. I think with my character, I'm a lot like her in that I'm very I definitely get have moments where I'm like, I don't know what I'm really supposed to be doing. Like, am I doing the right thing? And I definitely think that's like a relatable aspect for all teens, is that like I think we've all hit a point where it's kind of been a little you've just been a little unsure of yourself. And I love that the bond between them is like Corinne kind of looks at Gwen and is like, maybe I could be like her. Maybe I could just be a little more easygoing. And I really, really love that that's like the role model she's taken is her little sister.
Love that.
Yeah, and I think I'm actually a lot like Gwen in a lot of ways. She's a very happy character, and she's very bubbly, and I'm very bubbly, so I love that about her. I think, you know, like she obviously loves her sister. They're very different characters in a lot of ways. But I also love Gwen's clothes and everything. Honestly, she's just I love her character, and I love portraying that. So that was awesome.
Yeah, I can definitely see how it's like the same person, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so this film has some pretty important lessons that a lot of children, especially siblings, that can learn from, right? Now, based on what you've learned from portraying Corinne and Gwen, right? How has your relationship, as siblings evolved after shooting this film? Has there been any changes with how you both treat or, support each other in real life?
Yeah, I feel like there has been. We've definitely helped each other in terms of like acting.
Mhm.
Um, I do I do all her self tapes. I help her with all her self tapes, and both we are the only siblings in our family who are in the industry, so we have a very close bond already. And getting to not only live together in Canada while filming and just being on a new adventure, we also got to spend all that time on set together, and we really got to just like have a good time and learn from each other and see what a scene could really create for our relationship.
Mhm.
And also, this is one of Kai's first big projects, and we were all kind of like, oh, we really hope she's gonna do well. But then we got on set, and it was like, she is really good. Like, I'm so glad that like this was such a fun set. It was such a good set. We had so many good people in a really great environment, and we had dogs. So I mean, it was like 10 times better.
Yes, I agree so much. The dogs are definitely amazing. But yeah, I think that like our bond has definitely evolved after filming, because like during like before we didn't get to spend as much time together, of course, because she was away a lot on a lot of cool sets. But like getting to work together was just so fun. And when we first saw the dolls, it was like so incredible that we looked so much alike them,
Yeah.
and we just thought that's just so cool. And the fact that we got to film this movie is just awesome, and we got to bond so much, and a lot of new fun things that we did together.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time together, and I think that's definitely just like carried on throughout all the time we were done filming. So now I think we're a lot closer.
I'm really happy to hear that. I hope you two continue to support each other in the best way you can. So the other thing that I loved about American Girl, Corinne Tan, is, how it also sort of tackled what it's like to grow up in an Asian household in America, right? So in one specific scene, we see the family deciding whether to change their Chinese dishes names to English. So I'm wondering, being of Asian descent yourselves and as Gen Zs, were there ever moments in your childhood that you also felt like you had to change or hide your own Asian identity? And if, you have, how have you dealt with those feelings of insecurity?
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Japan. I'm half Japanese and half Chinese,
Mhm.
and I was adopted into a half Asian family. And so there are definitely times where especially being in this industry, there were times that I was kind of unsure how much of that aspect of my identity I should really be putting out there. But I have learned that if you surround yourself with people who support you, whether they're of Asian descent or not, you will find that you are more comfortable and more capable of representing that part of you without judgment and, in fact, being proud of it. And we had a lot of fun talking with Michelle, who plays Judy.
Mhm.
She was actually teaching us the names of the Chinese like foods that were on set. So that was really interesting to learn about that side of my culture because I'm adopted into a family that's mostly Japanese, and so that side of my identity was not super explored. But I got to spend that time with her and got to eat a lot of good food. Yeah.
I love the food. It was so good. And it was all authentic too.
Yes.
So amazing. Yeah, I think it's just like yeah, having my sister by my side is definitely makes all of it much more easy. And I just think that it's just this role is this whole movie is just gonna like really, really help a lot of people in a way
Yeah,
and feel more included.
the representation, having a blended family,
Yeah.
having a half a stepdad who isn't Asian and having to teach him, and growing up in America, like that kind of stuff, and having the restaurant.
Mhm.
I love that this just encompasses multiple different worlds of representation, and I think that's really what young girls and young kids of this new generation really needs, and of color or not of color.
Mhm. Exactly, exactly. You two are absolute role models. I'm like really in awe of what you two are doing right now because I know you both entered the industry at such a young age. And I mean, Kai, I read that you were modeling even before you were a year old. So
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, normally we hear about a lot of older Asian actors and actresses who said, they never really saw themselves represented on screen when they were growing up. So for the two of you to be, the face of representation for so many young girls, I just want to know, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I grew up watching a lot of adult Asian actors. I grew up watching, all the classics like Karate Kid and all those things. For me, it actually is kind of surreal because I sit back and I like actually think, and I'm like, wow, I am being like this sort of one of the many people of representation for people of my culture, and knowing that American Girl is angled at young girls who maybe are like me and want to be in the industry and get to see representation of my age or of Kai's age, it makes me honestly so happy. Like if I actually like, it takes a minute to set in. Like I have to actually like actively think about it, and it like sits in. And I'm like, whoa. But yeah, I mean, I grew up watching a lot of like Aquafina and those people. They have really paved the way for us, and I am so like honored and so excited that I get to be a part of the people who are continuing to that tradition.
Yeah, and I think it's just so special that me and Mia get to be the first Chinese American Girl of the Years for American Girl. It just feels so special. And that this got to be turned into a movie and just everything about it. And I think little girls are gonna, it's so good that they can walk into the American Girl store and they can see that and they can see Corinne and feel that way. So that's just so amazing.
Well, I am so proud of you girls, and I really can't wait for what's in store for the two of you in the future. So I know this film was first released to Amazon Prime last year, but what do you girls hope having this film on Netflix will accomplish? What are some of your aspirations for bringing this film to this global streaming service?
Yeah, I mean, we were so elated. Unfortunately, released originally during the actor strike, so there wasn't a lot of real promoting or anything that we could do. So now it's like we get to talk about it, and we get to talk about it on such a larger scale. Netflix is like you said, it's a global streaming platform, which is like incredible. We were literally so happy, and now we get to promote it, and we get to get it out to a larger audience, and reach out to more young kids who need to feel representation.
Yes, I'm so excited, honestly, for it to be on Netflix. So it can reach so many more people, and we get to do all this amazing stuff with American Girl. It's just such a dream come true, honestly. Like, I'm just so excited for everyone to see it.
It's I think it is, right? Yeah, it's her first film on Netflix. So I can be like, guys, look at my little sister playing.
Yes, okay. At such a young age, Kai.
Oh, thank you.
All right, well, thank you so much. Before I do let you girls go, why don't the two of you, invite our next Shark readers or viewers, let them know why they should go watch the film.
Yeah, you can like go watch Corinne Tan.
Yeah, go watch Corinne Tan.
It's all about representation. It's about the Asian culture. There's dogs. There's snow.
So much fun.
Family, sister love, and it's a real good coming of age film. And it just kind of makes you feel a warm and fuzzy inside.
And it will be out on January 24th.
All right. Thank you girls so much for the interview. I wish you both the best. And, again, I can't wait to see what, the future has in store for you. And I can't wait to see the two of you grow up more. You both look so cute and beautiful.
Thank you so much.